Hi there, thank you so much for checking out my page. So I just wanted to introduce my self-empowerment deck. Thank you so much for your interest in this deck. It is something that I created for myself to get me through some of my darker times in my life, and they have really helped to motivate me and to encourage me to keep going. And they also really help me to become more self-aware and to reflect on how I'm not living in my power and how I'm acting like a victim and how I'm letting the outside world and situations and circumstances and people control me and control my feelings. And this deck basically was something that I used, that I created as a tool to rely on when I would feel down in these types of moments, when life would kind of take over me, when fear would take over me, anxiety would take over me. It's how I would get myself out of a funk. I also wanted to create this deck for you. You know, I created my own little deck at home, you know, just little white cards, but I wanted to make it more professional and more pretty because I wanted to share this tool that I think is really helpful, that is really helpful for me, you know, with you, so that you can use it in your everyday life and you can empower yourself and live in more confidence and more courage. And just, it's kind of like a reminder that brings you back home. It brings you back home to yourself, to your own truth, to your own love, your own self-love, your own power, that, you know, you are in control and you can do anything. You know, anything is possible for you. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of give you an overview of this deck and give you a few tips on when to use it and how you can use it. But it comes in this like purple cute little velvet bag, and we have 78 cards, and this is how it looks from the front. Self-empowerment oracle deck. So obviously I designed this, but you have this tiger on the front, to me representing just being in your power, being very powerful, courageous, strong, independent. And then he has his little third eye here, which represents like seeing clearly, being in touch with your intuition, being in touch with your higher self, having clarity of mind, all about the truth, seeing the truth, not being afraid of the truth, things like that. And then we have some messages, obviously, like on the back. And it does come with a little card that kind of tells you how to use this deck, so like tips for using this deck, but I'm going to go through that in this video. So I'm going to tell you like how I use this deck and how you can use it at home to empower yourself, to stay in your power. The way that I recommend using this deck is mainly when you are feeling like crap, okay? So when you're feeling like you need a boost, you are disempowered, you catch yourself living in a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety, insecurity, you feel people are judging you, or there's a lot of pressure from the outside world, maybe even pressure you put on yourself, just, you know, like you're in a funk, like you're just in that bad place. So obviously first you have to become aware that you're in that place, but second, you know, then you would be like, okay, like, let me get a message. Another way that you can use these cards is to pull a card and to just kind of, just like randomly, even when you feel okay, just like a homework assignment or something, just like pull a card and journal on it or meditate on it and be like, how am I following that? Like, am I empowered in that way or am I not? So like, let's see. So don't wait for someone else to go first, you go first. So you would, let's say, pull this card and be like, how am I holding myself back? How am I waiting for other people to give me permission to do what I want to do? How am I waiting for other people to do something first so that I feel comfortable enough to do it? You know what I'm saying? So like you would kind of journal on that message. And this is all about self-empowerment, self-reflection, personal growth. I'm assuming this is what you guys are about. Another way that you can use it is to do a reading for yourself. So do like an oracle reading, right? You could incorporate it into like a tarot reading too, if you know how to read tarot. You can use it as sort of like a boost, like an uplifting message. Also, you can pull it in the morning, like every morning, and just be like, like whatever card you pull, like you pull a card, your life purpose is bigger than your ego and fear. And then you're going to kind of focus on this all day. So you're going to set the intention to focus on this message all day, right? So it's kind of like strengthening your belief in yourself and your, like, strengthening your values and your truth and like who it is that you want to become in life, because all these messages are really empowering in that way. So that's how you can use the cards, or that's when you would use the cards, I guess. Okay, how you use the cards, I'm going to kind of go through that. But I do want to point out that it's important that you set an intention. Like before pulling a card, I think it's important to kind of ask, ask your higher self, ask the energies around you, ask the universe, whatever it is that you want to ask, just like, hey, give me a card that I need right now. Like, give me a message that I need to hear most right now. And, or whatever your intention is. So like, hey, I don't feel good right now. Like, yeah, I recognize I'm living in a lot of fear. There's a lot of pressure that I feel about my life. I don't know what to do, what choice to make. I kind of want to get out of this energy. What message do I need to hear most right now? And I promise you the message that you need to hear most is the message that will come out. And you might have a few cards, like this has happened to me every time. I'm like, everything, it was always what I needed to hear. And it really brought me back to myself. It really brought me back to myself. It like reconnected me to who I am. So some of these messages are really uplifting, but some of them are more about the truth. Okay, so they'll be maybe a little bit harder to hear. But I feel like at the end of the day, the truth is what sets you free. The truth is what empowers you. So however hard it is to hear and you don't want to hear it, and it might sound a little bit harsh, it's something that you need to hear. That's just your ego resisting, and it is something that you need to hear. And if you accept that truth like for example, stop blaming other people and take responsibility for your life. That might sound like a harsh message, but it's definitely the truth. It's something that you need to know in order to truly be empowered, because you can't blame other people. Like, it's not their responsibility. It's always your responsibility to create the life that you want, okay? And to feel the way that you want to feel. So those are important things. So like set an intention and be, when you're pulling the card, like think about like wanting to get a message that is for you. Now, if you don't believe in this energy stuff, that's fine too. You can literally just use the cards as like just messages instead of having a notebook with like all of the like empowering messages, memes, like written down. It's just more fun this way, I feel. It's just like more interesting and it makes it more fun. And they're pretty, so I don't know. That always helps me. Okay, so these are some ways that you can pull a card. So I would shuffle the deck to, kind of give it a good like mix up the messages, mix up the energy, shuffle the deck however you shuffle decks. I'm sure you played poker before and you had to shuffle, yeah. So this is bigger than a poker deck. It's like a tarot size deck. So if you're familiar with tarot, it's that size. Okay, so you shuffle the deck, and these are ways that you can pull a card. You can either split the deck, so you can just kind of split it wherever you feel it and pull a card, pull the top card. Release the past. So this would be a message for you. And like I said, you can either journal on this, meditate on it, reflect on it, and how you're holding on to the past in some way. Or this is something that you need to hear probably. Like when you're all up in your head, overthinking, this might be just the message that you need to hear, like, oh, okay, I need to let go. Another way that you can pull a card is by just kind of, focusing your intention, and just being like, okay, I'm just going to pull one. You are capable of building the exact life that you desire. Sorry for the glare. Okay, so that would be your message. You can pull more than one if you feel like, okay, I need more cards. You pull another one. Don't settle. There's just all sorts of messages in here, okay? All sorts of messages to empower you. Like I promised you, you will be empowered. Okay, another way that you can pull a card is by just like kind of laying out the deck and just, whichever one's looking at you, cut out toxic people from your life. My favorite way though to pull a card is to shuffle and just let whatever card wants to be shown to you fly out. Whatever card wants your attention, they will just fly out like magic. And sometimes a whole bunch flies out. It doesn't always work out, but you just kind of shuffle and then they just fly out for you. That's my favorite way of doing it. So you deserve to be happy, and the wisdom you seek is inside of you. So, and then we have dream big and don't stop at the bottom. I just wanted to show you the different colors of the deck. So we have pink, purple, green, and yellow are the colors. Very physically appealing, I think. And yeah, so that's how you would pull the cards, or you can do it however you want. Those are just some examples and some tips. And I think that my favorite way of using this deck really is in the morning when I would wake up, is just to kind of be like, okay, what kind of message do I need to hear today? What do I need to focus on today? You know, yeah, just like, what do you want to tell me? My soul, I'm talking to my soul, you know, my soul. What do you want to tell me? What do you want to communicate to me? My higher self, or the universe, God, the divine, spirit guides. What do you want to tell me? What do I need to know today? Oh, that's what I need to focus on today. Cool. And this one also flipped over. And then your life purpose is bigger than your fear and ego. This already came out. This is definitely a message for me or for you or for someone. And find meaning in all of your experiences. And then I would kind of like, you know, think about these cards and be like, okay, yeah, like how does this apply to my life, you know? And I'd kind of just like set it off to the side just to kind of sit there. And I would remember that these were the cards that came out for the day. And throughout my day, as I go through my experiences, I would be like, oh, that's so interesting because that card plays into this experience 100%. Like when I think something bad happens to me and I'm like, damn, like why did that happen? Like really? Like this is like the worst thing right now. And I'd be like, find meaning in all of your experiences. I'm meant to find meaning in this because there's meaning to this experience. I am not a victim. There's something to this and I can change my perspective and I'm in control. Okay, so, or whenever you're like afraid to do something that you feel called to do and you're like, oh, I can't, I'm gonna play small because it's so scary. And you're like, oh no, I gotta be strong because my calling, my life purpose, my purpose in helping this person, this, you know, or giving this homeless person money right now, or like buying them a sandwich or something, makes me feel so uncomfortable because I've never done something like that. But your purpose is bigger than your fear, you know? And it's like in those daily moments of life that these cards get themselves like incorporated and you're like, okay, I'm gonna do it. And it empowers you throughout your day. So that's one of my favorite ways to use this deck. And then when you feel like crap, like when you're just feeling really low, negative, this negative state, negative energy, just to be like, what do I need to hear right now? You know, pull a card. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to cry. It's okay to feel your emotions. You know, you're right where you need to be. Yeah, so these are my cards. I love them. I hope that you love them. And you can purchase them if you would like. I will leave the link below on how you can do that. So yeah, this is the deck again from the front. And I'll leave the link below where I'll have like more pictures of the like individual cards, but like just a few other ones. Your pain is your teacher. Do not run from it. Believe that anything is possible. Let go of your old self and embrace the new you. No one's coming to save you. Only you can save you. That's a tough one to hear, but it's one that needs to be heard. Let the universe surprise you. Yeah. You are lovable just the way you are. You can generate happiness from within. Yeah, so that's it. That's what I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you check out my deck. And if you do, I really hope that it will empower you and that it will help you on your journey. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sending you lots of love. I will talk to you next time. Bye.